Greetings, Commanders! Today is Monday, March 25th, or it's supposed to be. I'm actually filming this the night before. Tomorrow, March 26th, should be the 3rd anniversary or birthday event for Ark of War. I don't know if they're going to stick to that, but I'm guessing based off what this information we just got right now is that it's probably going to ring true. So we just got an update saying that there is a new version. Tomorrow night we're getting a new version. Then the following day should be, it doesn't say this, but it should be the birthday event. Usually that's because they're sneaking in new content. This is not a big patch, right? What are we talking about? Adding a theme, a cosmetic theme to the background. We could change the backdrop. So right now I've got this desert theme. They're going to let it go back to Christmas and whatever other themes they have. That doesn't seem like an urgent update right before the 3rd anniversary. And then the one-tap claim all guild gifts, that's going to let you just go to your guild gifts, and then click one button instead of having to click them one by one by one. That's a Sky Kingdoms thing that is not essential. So why are they doing an update right before the 3rd anniversary event? My guess, new content. Just like last year. We got Elixir last year. But that's not the sole reason for this video. I actually have a lot of new stuff going on, and I need to just make a video about it to kind of let you guys know what's going on, because I like to do one video a day. The channel has started to work a lot better. I've kind of figured out the format I want to do with it. Mixing in live streams, commander breakdowns, meta chats, community stuff. It's starting to kind of flow better together. So thanks everyone for participating and helping me out with that. But I want to tell you guys what's going on to kind of explain how this is going to work. So today's this video. Tuesday is going to be the 3rd anniversary event video. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I have no idea. I don't know what's going to be happening during that event. There might be some really important stuff to talk about on how to collect items. There might be stuff to talk about like the best way to spend your Aether coins. I don't know yet. And the reason I say that is like it's not an open book. I have other things I want to talk about. So if you're a member of the Paid Promoters Club, thank you very much. It's a $5 a month thing. You can join the channel below. It's not just subscribing. It's not just hitting the bell icon. Actually, it's a paid club. It's $5 a month. Helps me promote the channel and invest back into this channel. So thank you guys for supporting there. Anyone can join. There's a special group, and then I put all these videos up there early so you can review them before they come out the next day or later that week. But in that group, I like to share all this stuff early because, frankly, those people are funding the channel, right? So this is one of the things I've been doing, these commander cards. First, I kind of made it as kind of a joke. I don't know what I was doing with it, but this is it. And the idea is it's like a 1080p picture. It's actually really high def. If you see them come across your screen in the line chats and the text is not high enough quality, download the image and then actually view it on your own. If you just get the preview image, this might look blurry. But if you actually download it and look at it, the text is very much legible. So keep an eye out for these, and I want to do videos off these because I kind of want to go back to this argument that keeps coming up, or this trope, or whatever you want to call it, this theme in meme review. The last couple weeks we've done these meme reviews, and it's my fault too, right? A lot of what I talk about in these videos and in the community is what a lot of other people will talk about, just because that's what's being talked about, right? T12 airship balance, Vega, Vega probably shouldn't hit harder than infantry commanders. Vega is not an A commander, an S commander. He shouldn't hit harder than Nekajiro, but Vega's the hardest hitting commander in the game. And why does T12 airships tear space hit the hardest on airships? Shouldn't infantry hit the hardest? And then why does Vega get to permanently awaken and have the best skill and have the best troops? Yeah, that's a problem. But is that really a problem for everyone? No, not really. I don't have tier 12 airships. The majority of our viewers only have tier 7 and tier 9. A few of us have tier 11, and there's a handful that have tier 12. And I think a lot of people are interested in other ways to play the game. And it kind of started when I went down this path of like, okay, this Vega thing is so overpowered. The fact that he can be awakened every day for 600% bonus dodge on top of everything else is crazy. And then these new gems came out, and I'm thinking to myself, what other commanders that are B or less can do what Vega does, right? And some choices came along, right? Maruko, kinda. He's a little spell damage or a little bit ignore tier suppression. Not so great. But Nekajiro Sniper hits really hard. We're working on ideas to go with like Nekajiro builds with Robin and Lilith. Like a little bit of Virgo, Ares, and Andromeda makes Nekajiro's 40% hit combo off with a bunch of tanky skills. He might be a legitimate powerhouse again, even though he was nerfed a while back, against everyone except Rogers, right? Nekajiro has a place to fit into this meta. And I started thinking about how that would work. So what are those commanders? What are they going to look like? What are their counters going to be? And I'm going to start rolling out videos on them. And these commander cards are going to be how I do it, at least to get started. And I want to be able to just give people like a too long didn't read, right? You have other members of your channel or other members of your guild in your line community that don't watch the YouTube channel, right? You have members of your guild that are just in WeChat or Kick or Line that have no idea who I am, or at least don't watch my videos. But how do you get this information to them? Especially if you're a young server with just like tier 5 players that don't play as much as everyone else, that don't spend as much. You can give them these commander cards and tell them, listen, I'm making 13 of these. People will tell you there's 14. There's 13. Anyone that says there's 14 is a dirty kid main. 13 of them. They're limited. They're limited because I think there only needs to be 13. I could have done 25, but these things take time. And frankly, I think these 13 will cover it. And the idea is I just go into the intro, right? The summary, right? This is Elf. Elf is a spell damage commander. She doesn't use any crit because all of her damage comes from curse. Some of it might come from her awakening if she lands hits, but we don't care about that. We want to use her curse so that she spell damages and debuffs everyone. And then whenever she gets hit, we want to heal. So all we need to focus on is surviving and leveling up her skills and leadership, right? So what does that look like? Well, she needs a lot of HP. What's best in slot? Valkyrie is, right? Maybe a little Ghost Mask for resistance weakened, but Valkyrie's better if you don't need the resistance weakened. What about damage? Well, yeah, Titan wouldn't be terrible because you don't know. You want a little bit of a balance, and the second Eternal Barrier might not be great for you. In some matchups, it may be better, so maybe half and half to get started. But surviving when you have very few troops and getting a big heal off really gives value to Eternal Barrier. So it's a little bit of a mix at this point. Armor of the Tyrant for the most survivability. There's other choices. Shadow's good. It doesn't have the same stats as Armor of the Tyrant. So if you're going to run Tyrant, that's going to be a really good match for you. That's going to be a good item for you. But if you know you're going against a lot of Vegas and that breakdown ignores all your defense, then you probably want to go with Shadow and get that little extra resistance weakened. But these aren't locked in place. You don't have to have these gears. You can kind of get gear that's close to it. And then pants, right? Fabrication's still better than Invincible. We just haven't hit that point where Invincible's ignored defense or damage reduction is actually better than just raw stats yet. We're getting there. But right now, Fabrication's still better. But keep the Invincibles in the mind. They are going to scale better later on, probably a year from now. Who knows? But then I also talk about the gems. You know, let's be honest. Shaman or the Shaman Spellcaster Elf Curse ability is great, but she can be debuffed, right? She can be debuffed hard. And when I say that, I mean, who's to worry about it? Well, commanders people aren't using right now, not yet, but will, right? Virgo is a big deal. Making Elf go last on her entire turn is a big deal. Ares completely taking away her melee damage is important. Infantry's going to start running it more. If you can make it so that she debuffs herself, and also running against Full Metal can wreck Elf. She needs to be able to heal. So running the Cassiopeia, the new gem on her, might be a big deal, right? Might be really important for her. So I think all these new gems are actually going to be best in slot for every commander. I think every infantry needs Andromeda, just because the raw stats alone, 45% instead of 30 is their max stat. But yeah, I mean, Andromeda for infantry, Cassiopeia for walker, and Cepheus for airships. Cepheus needs to disable commander's healings. Rogers needs to disable Reinhardt from healing against him. Elf or Vega needs to disable Elf from healing against him. So I mean there's going to be a play for all of these commanders to have their new gem set. So I actually think those are really cool. And Andromeda with the infantry making commanders skip their turn. If I'm talking too fast, I know there's a lot, guys. I'll get into all those details, but these basically just give you the rundown, a summary, best in slot gear, kind of what's going on in the meta, and then a final thought. Like, this is the in-game boss of the Walker class. She's great against Plasma, but she's vulnerable to one slot bust, and commander's bigger than her. Know your strengths and weaknesses, and get away from Rogers. Simple as that. She's strong against... There we go. She's strong against this. She's bad against that. Pretty easy. And if your guild members like it, man, that was quite a tangent, wasn't it? Oh boy. If you could do me a favor, just hit the like button if you like that tangent. I don't know how else to get likes, but you got to get likes. It helps the algorithm. So, if you like these, share them with your guild. If they don't like watching the channel, at least they can use this for reference. They can tell a guild member about it. It'll get the word out. And get them online. If you have guild members that aren't on the line community, that are in your guild just kind of there day in, day out, get them online. You want long-term active players who get involved with the guild? you need to recruit them into guild chat. You need to recruit them into line, because guild chat's temporary. It just flows away, guys. You got to get them into a social group. So get them online. These images may help. Share them around. Look for them on the line chat. If you're in the promoters club, I'll put them there first, or just ask around in the channels. They'll pop up. And one more thing. This event is just ending, and I realized I didn't do a video on it. I kind of thought it was common sense, but they gave everyone the option. If your whole guild spent 1.5 million gold, which really isn't that much. That's like, what, 5,000 each member? I don't even, what's the math on that? I spent 150,000. I did 10% of it for my guild. Boom, just like that. I mailed it out to everyone. Hey guys, we need these gems. Everyone spend what you can. It's a great event to just go and buy marching speed or 3-day shields, right? I mean, you'll never get buy one, get one on 75% marching speed. And if you attack people full speed all the time, which like I do, spend on them, right? You're not gonna get a better price any other time, and you got to buy them eventually. That, and you can also buy the 3-day shields, right? If you use them, there you go. This is the event to spend that gold. And also just the recipes for your inventory. Where is it? Equipment, shop, equipment. And then these recipes for the week, when you're building legendaries or for the week in mobilization, buy them. And I'm probably going to release this in the morning, so you probably have 3 or 4 more hours unless you're watching this later today or, a week from now. But there's a lot going on in the channel. Right, the new events coming out. The meta shift is starting to happen with this new Andromeda, Virgo kind of dealio we've got going on. Infantry starting to get pushed back into the scene, I think. But keep an eye out for the channel, right? Hit the bell icon if you want to see the new stuff coming out. I'm going to be putting out these commander card videos and talking about meta for everyone that's maybe not tier 12. And I just want to add one more thing to this. And I feel like I don't say this. I've said it a few times in videos I didn't share. Actually, 2 things. One, all this talk about Vega being overpowered and tier 12 airships being overpowered and all that is, you've got to remember, a lot of the super high level replays we watch are with players that have max research. And when you have a tier 12 player and their max leadership, max research and airships, they're going to look really powerful against somebody that's tier 12 infantry without that leadership. Like literally the mastery alone is like 120%. So someone's airships may seem like they're really just way more overpowered, but it might be because they have so much more research that stat-wise they literally are like 2 or 3 times as much leadership. So take it easy with that. We're still digging into it. Infantry's not that bad. Airship is still a little overpowered, but there's still room for everyone else that's not tier 12 max leadership, max gear. There's plenty of room in the meta for us. Just know your fights. Second, I need a new hat. This thing just does not fit. It just slides around. Oh my God. So if anyone wants to send me a new hat, there's a mailing address below. I'm ready for an upgrade. This thing sucks. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.